Ebony K. Williams.
Don't nobody stir it up like Ebony K.
What's up, Envy? What's up, Shar? What's up, Miss Lauren?
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Envy, I was going to be very, very pissed and disappointed if you weren't Skyping in, so good to see you.
Why?
Well,
What we're looking at right now, ladies and gentlemen, is Ebony K. Williams defends her comments about black women, pretty much talking about their market value. Now, you know what's the sad thing about this is that Ebony K. Williams did not just make that up. I've been teaching that for years. Many men been talking about that. But she's getting all the credit, as if though she's the one that is pushing this information about women need to marry right out of college. She's not the one who originated that message.
Yes, I didn't know if I'd ever be back up here, to be candid.
If you don't
After
stop.
the last, no, I really
Why?
It was tight last
think
time.
so?
Yeah, but God is good. I came with my godly on.
You don't
Envy got
think
his
so?
godly on. We good. It's really, God is good.
I would say this, every time we have a conversation, we're always not going to agree, but you're always invited up here regardless. I mean, we're not going to agree on everything, but the best thing about us is just having a conversation.
And it's interesting how the Breakfast Club put her on their platform. Interesting.
I think that you can't come up here for something you say. No, that's what these conversations and these platforms are about.
I'm half playing, but it's a good point, and it's worth saying out loud. So I appreciate that.
And I love
Much
you, sister. I don't want you to think I don't love you. I love you for real.
It's 'cause it's
I appreciate
family.
everything that you do. Absolutely.
And it's just like anything else. You go hardest in the paint with your fam. So
Well, yes,
absolutely.
in the paint. As in the paint that's on your face, Envy.
Shut up, Charlamagne.
Well, I'm happy you here.
Thank you,
I
Lauren.
said yesterday I would love to have a conversation with you about the video.
Now,
Yes.
what's the topic of conversation? I feel like this is a conversation that men shouldn't even be involved in. But
I agree.
what is the gist of the conversation?
It's not for you, Charlamagne.
I
So I'm
agree.
glad that you said that.
Now, we have to disagree right there because she said that she don't think this is a conversation for men. It's just for women to talk about. No, it involves men because you're looking for a man to wife you up. So this also involves us because if you're not up to par, we're not going to want you. Right? So this is a conversation for men and women. Number one. Right? Because if your market value isn't there, we're not going to wife you up. So how could you say this is not a conversation for you? Ebony K. Williams is not the one who started this conversation. Men been saying this for years. It's just so happened that now she's 40 years old. So now she hit the panic button and want a man. Ebony K. is never going to have a husband. I promise you. That woman is destroyed already. She's never going to have a husband. Not in this lifetime. It's not going to happen.
This is a conversation for ladies, and I texted my good friend Charlamagne. I said, as a friend to the show, I heard the conversation yesterday. I appreciated the critique and the constructive nature of it. And I said, since I'm down the street on the train, let me pull up, and I want to hear from you, Lauren, about what you agree with and what you disagree with, and have a ladies' conversation about
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I'll start with what I disagree with. Let's
Well,
do
Kim,
that.
first for people that don't know, you
sure.
want to
Okay.
play the clip of what went viral,
Yeah, let's
so
do that.
people
Let's
understand that.
The reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood.
So I think, all right. So
And I got another stream that I'm going to do right after this one because I did some more research on this Ebony K. Williams. She got videos out there instructing black women to go to a sperm bank. She have videos on that madness, that they need to seek out black sperm. she promoted being a single mother. This woman is crazy. Like, she's not even in a position to tell nobody anything. So we got another stream coming up after this one. Let's go.
Breaking it down into what I agree and what I disagree with. So the disagreeing for me came with the starting with the infertility and the market value, the appreciating. So with the infertility, I know I said this yesterday, some stuff is science, right? You can't get around that. But I feel like when you start with that and you lead with that, it then makes people get defensive and they don't even hear the rest of it. I know when I first listened to it, I was like, oh God, this is going to be another one of those conversations where like someone's telling me as a woman, by the time you get this age, your life is over.
It is. Your life is over. Once you get to a certain age as a woman, your life is done. This is why this is a conversation for both men and women, because it's the men that have been teaching this message for years. Eboni is not the one who brought this message out there. And notice what she said. She said that when she first heard Eboni, she got defensive and she started to not want to hear the rest of the message. That's how you women are. Anytime a man speak truth, you stop and you just don't want to listen anymore. Same thing. They don't want to hear the truth. Women do not want to hear that once they get to a certain age, your life is over. I don't care what you got. I don't care what degrees you have. Your life is over. It's done.
And you know, when you're like trying to figure things out and you're like, I'm 31 years old, right? Like I'm recently out of a very long relationship.
I heard.
You want to feel, not I heard, who
Charlamagne
told you?
told me.
Charlamagne.
Yeah,
He always
Oh,
been
you
my
got that?
business.
Charlamagne told me.
Jesus Christ.
Notice she came out of a relationship. She's 31 years old and she heard of this from Charlamagne, the gossiper. Let's go.
Charlamagne told me, Lauren. It's, you know,
But I feel
don't
like,
worry, there's life after. Go ahead, sis.
I know, but that's my point. It's like, for me, I made a very conscious decision with a lot of things in my life. Going to college, being in the relationship that I was in, not being in that relationship, even with my like recent, you know, back and forth to East Coast, West Coast. Like I've always had to be very conscious and cognizant of the fact that like, you know, as a woman, as a Black woman, right, especially working in the space that I work in, I might not get that other chance. Like I got to do it right the first time. And I think
You're talking about professionally?
Professionally and personally.
Okay.
And only because that's
And what are your personal goals? Just so we're clear, do you want marriage
my
and
personal
children?
goals? I want marriage.
And that
I want
nuclear
children. Yes.
family
I want,
foundation.
I want all of that.
She's never going to have that. That woman is never going to be married also. You have to understand something. I've been telling you ladies this for years. Y'all just don't want to listen to me. You're going to be single for the rest of your natural life. This is just the way it's going to be because you're out of pocket, you're out of order. You chase careers. Careers is going to be the only thing you're going to have throughout this entire life. You're just going to have your money and that's it. Because you waste your prime. Your prime years were the years in which you were supposed to settle down with Mr. Right. Now that she's 31, she's panicking. And look who she's looking to for advice. A single woman who is 40 years old. This woman, Eboni K. Williams, is a joke. She's never going to be a wife. Not in this life.